Lafayette's Best Country 95.7. Good afternoon. It's B. Adams. We are in week 7 of Y95 Live, and I've got a guest in here with me today, and my first time meeting this guest, and so far I like her. So far, so good. And she actually is the daughter of one of our coworkers here at the radio station, and shout out B. Allen. And he talks about her often. He talks about you all the time. And he brags on you, as every dad should. And so I was like, all right, let's see what this is all about. Let's get her in here and check her out. So welcome to the show, Emery Allen. Good afternoon.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, good. I'm glad that your mama brought you out. Shout out to Mom over there filming. Made sure you got here good today. Well, let's just start with who you are. Obviously, Emery Allen. How old are you? Where are you from?
So, yes, I'm 16, and I am from Crawfordsville, Indiana.
So not too far from here, just a hop, skip, and jump away. And how long have you been playing music?
So, I've been in music pretty much my whole life. I started singing, and I started doing theater when I was around 5. But I really switched over into writing my own music and playing my instruments when I was around 10. And then I took it really serious once COVID hit because, well, I had pretty much nothing else to
do. Right.
So I just pulled out the guitar and I was writing like every day, and it's been like that since.
And you're 16, so you're probably really into like the TikTok era and things like that. Is that where you put a lot of your music?
Yeah, so I've recently been using TikTok as a way to promote the songs that I write and a bunch of other covers. You can find my TikTok at Emery Jane Allen. So you guys should go give it a follow.
I like her. I didn't even have to ask the follow-up question of share your She was ready, man. Go give her a follow there on TikTok. So do you sing all different genres? Country, pop, everything? Or you focus on one? What's your preference?
So personally, I feel like I fall right into the country pop category. So some of my music's definitely more country, and some of it definitely is more pop, especially if I'm out playing my piano and I'm just doing stuff like that. But usually it's like a country pop mix.
So you've got a guitar with you today. You just mentioned piano. Do you play any other instruments?
Yeah, so I play guitar, piano, ukulele, and banjo.
Oh, wait, how do you say that? Ukulele? I must say it wrong. I thought it was ukulele.
Well, I thought it was too originally, and then I was at the recording studio, and one of the people who was running the board, he said, you're supposed to say it ukulele. Ukulele. Yes, that's how you're supposed to say it.
I'm never going to remember that, so I'm going to continue to say it wrong, but that's interesting. I bet the majority of our listeners right now have no clue that's actually how you say it.
I mean, I could be wrong.
Ukulele.
Yes.
I like that better. Ukulele is already a fun word to say, but what now? See, now I'm confused. Ukulele? What'd you say?
Ukulele.
I like that word. I'm gonna add that. I'm putting that in my repertoire. I cut you off there after ukulele. What else? So guitar, piano, ukulele,
and banjo.
Banjo. I think if you ever put out a full country album, you have to have at least one song with banjo.
I agree. It just has such a unique sound.
You could also say the same thing about steel guitar. If it's country, and it doesn't have to be in every song. And I said this, Wyatt Massengill was one of our guests a few weeks back, and he's very traditional country, and we had the same conversation. It doesn't have to be in every song, but if you put out a country album, you have to have at least one song on there with steel guitar, and I think the same thing about banjo.
Yeah, I agree, especially if you're like in the country bluegrass area, because banjo's just a staple instrument there.
What is your favorite instrument to play?
I like to play the guitar the best.
Okay.
Piano's a close second, though.
Now, you mentioned the recording studio, and the guy at the recording studio is who told you how to say ukulele, if I'm even saying it right. So where all do you record? Do you just record here locally? You ever get down to Nashville, Indy? Where at?
So basically, when I record for other companies, I do it through a studio in Carmel. It's called Airborne Studios.
When you record for other companies, what do you mean by that?
So basically, I sing for hire, and I do it for companies like K-8 and Hal Leonard, and plenty of other ones throughout the years.
So like they're jingles or commercials or?
So when I do K-8, that's a company that goes through all the choir and schoolrooms in the United States and Canada.
Wow.
And then when I do things for Hal Leonard, it just goes through their books and stuff like that. So
as students are learning to sing songs, like at school, they use your voice.
Yes.
Kind of, that's what the students hear as they're trying to learn the song is you?
Yeah, so I do the demo tracks for all the different schools' choir rooms and music rooms.
And you're 16.
Yeah.
And you're already doing these things?
Yeah, well, I started that when I was 9, actually.
Golly, what am I doing with my life? That's what I want to know. You know what I was doing when I was 9? I probably can't say it on the radio. I don't even know what all I was doing when I was 9. Okay, so you do that in Carmel. What other studios do you work at or work for or work with?
So I've been looking into going down to Nashville and recording my songs at some different studios there because I definitely think I want to switch gears and head down there a lot more because it's just a great place for music, especially country music.
Obviously, yeah, that's a smart thing to do. I can't tell you how many times I've heard record label execs tell people, they have all the talent in the world, but they're like, you got to come to Nashville. You got to come to Nashville. Even if you're not living there, just getting down there frequently. As much as you can, because yes, it is a smart career move if you're wanting to do this full time, which I'm assuming you are.
Oh, definitely.
Man, so I understand that you're involved with, is it BMI and what's the other one? The songwriting, it's a bunch of letters.
Oh, it's NSAI. So I'm part of BMI and then I'm part of NSAI, which is Nashville Songwriters Association.
So I'm somewhat familiar with that. I always butcher trying to say it, go figure. But I'm somewhat familiar with that. And there's a lot of big time artists that have been through that and worked with them. And then BMI is huge. For those that don't know what BMI is, can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah, so BMI is basically where people who are songwriters go to, so then they can have the rights to their own music and it can be distributed and they get the money and everything that comes along with it.
So it's kind of like ASCAP.
Yeah, so ASCAP and BMI are basically pretty much the same thing. You just go to one over the other.
So fun fact about myself, when I first went to college for broadcasting, I heard about a scholarship you could get. Because I went to a broadcasting school in Minnesota. It was called Brown College. And someone told me about this scholarship opportunity where people from all over the country basically they send you a script and you have to read the script as if you're on the radio. And then people from the Broadcasting Hall of Fame listen to it. And then they pick like 3 or 5 or however many it was to give a scholarship to. And I was lucky enough to be one of the people that won the scholarship, and I got an award for it. I had to go up to Minnesota, and they had like a big like conference thing, and the award I got was actually from BMI. So at my house, I have like a big plaque. It's a gold record, real gold, and it's from BMI, and it was like a conclave scholarship. So that's interesting that you work with BMI because I don't get to share that with a lot of people because they're like, "What's BMI?" So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
We're hanging out with Emery Allen. She is a local artist who is already doing big things for her age, wanting to do music full time. And we're going to come back. And why don't you sing one for us when we come back? How's that sound? You down for that?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I see you got the guitar. I'm excited to hear your voice. So far, you've already been a fun interview. And we're going to hear her sing coming up in just a few minutes. It's B. Adams with Emery Allen on Y95 Live. Back on Y95 Live here on 95.7. It's B. Adams, joined by my friend Emery Allen. I've really been enjoying chatting with her, getting to know her a little bit, and we're going to talk with her more coming up in just a few minutes because she's done so much cool stuff like with like TV shows and Broadway and stuff like that. She's only 16 years old from Crawfordsville, so we're going to dive into all that coming up in just a few minutes. But right now, people want to hear you sing, so what are you going to play for us?
So today I'm going to play for you a little original that I like to call Communicate.
Communicate. That's something that I hope a lot of people are paying attention to because not everybody's good at that.
Well, I would say I'm not very good at that either sometimes.
All right, well, let's hear it. It's Emery Allen. Have you ever played on the radio before?
So
I know you've done a lot of things with TV, Broadway, stuff like that, but have you ever been on the radio before singing?
I don't think I've sang like an original on the radio before. When I was little, I used to go on my local radio station and sing like little theater tunes to tell people to come out to my theater show.
All right, so the first time singing an original.
Yes.
All right, here we go. For the first time ever playing an original on the radio, it's Emery Allen. This song is called Communicate. It's Y95 Live.
You say that I've been acting kinda strange, so caught up in what others have to say, that I lost my own words. Whatever happened to that conversating girl? And you're telling me you're worried, You say I don't talk to you anymore, that I once told you things, and now I just ignore. But my mom said she heard me, that I was talking on the phone, but I don't even know how to talk if it's not in a song. She says I miss you, well I miss me too, but you'll never miss me like I do. And I know it's hard to see me this way. Where's all the talent that I had just yesterday? And I would say things, but I really hate that the words don't come out, 'cause I can't communicate. At school, they've been asking why I don't speak. Maybe it's because of the way that they ridiculed me. Whenever I would open my mouth, they tore me apart, so now it doesn't come out. And you're telling me you're worried. You say I don't talk to you anymore, that I once told you things, and now I just ignore. Or maybe it's because I don't quite know what to say. Been kinda losing myself, all individuality. But my mom said she heard me, that I was talking on the phone, but I don't even know how to talk if it's not in a song. She says I miss you, well I miss me too, but you'll never miss me like I do. And I know it's hard to see me this way. Where's all the talent that I had just yesterday? And I would say things, but I really hate that the words don't come out, 'cause I can't communicate. But my mom said she heard me, that I was talking on the phone, but I don't even know how to talk if it's not in a song.
Yeah, I like it. Hard to believe that you're 16. When did you write that song?
So I wrote this song, I think it's been about 2 or 3 months ago.
Okay, so you were around the same age, but man, like it's insane to me that a 16-year-old can put those words on paper, probably on a tablet, and and come up with something like that. That was really good. That was Emery Allen. If you like what you heard, where can people find you on TikTok?
So you can find me on TikTok at Emery Jane Allen.
Emery Jane Allen. Go hit the follow button if you like what you heard. She's shooting for the stars here, and I think she can make it if she keeps at it. And the whole time you were playing, and all I could concentrate on was my wife and I were big fans of American Idol, and we watch it religiously. And matter of fact, the guy we had on last week was on American Idol, and we're probably going to have a couple more people that's been on American Idol that's going to come through here. But is that something you would ever try to pursue? Because all I could think about was seeing you up there performing an original, because they love commenting on original songs. Back in the day, they didn't even let them perform originals, but the last few years, they've kind of changed the rules and people perform originals, and you hear some really good ones, some not so good, but you hear some really good ones. And all I could think about was the judges talking about how good your songwriting is. Would you ever try?
I mean, I definitely think that it's something I could possibly do in the future. It's something I'll look into, because it's a great avenue to put out your own original music, especially now. Because, like, I know back in the day I never would have, but in current times, I feel like it's a great place to show your original music and really let people hear it.
Well, who knows? Maybe you've already done so much stuff up to this point. Maybe we'll see you on our TVs one day. Talking with Emery Allen, and we're going to come back and chat with her just a little bit more. We're going to talk about some of the TV stuff and some of the Broadway stuff and some other things coming up here in just a few minutes. It's B. Adams. This is Y95 Live. Back on Y95 Live, it's Lafayette's Best Country 95.7. I'm B. Adams. Joining me in studio today, my new friend Emery Allen. She is 16. She is from Crawfordsville. We've already chatted a little bit, got to know her a little bit. We've heard her sing one song. We're going to chat a little bit more, and you're going to play another song for us here in just a few minutes. So you're from Crawfordsville. You're 16. So school, where do you go to school? What's your education?
So I actually go to Indiana Connections Academy, which is an online public school. And I do this so that I can keep my schedule flexible for different performance opportunities just like this.
Oh, that's awesome. And are you into anything besides music?
So besides music, I actually golf. So golf has become like a new passion of mine. I picked it up about last year.
And you're probably already way better than me. Continue.
Well, I actually play almost every single day.
Oh, definitely better than me. Continue.
It's a really nice stress reliever from everything else. Like if I'm stressed or worried about anything, I just go out to the golf course, get a little nature.
See, we're completely opposite because I love to golf, but by the second or third hole, I'm throwing a club. It's not stress release for me. I'm fighting old men. I'm snapping a club over my leg.
Well, sometimes I feel like doing that too, but if it's a good day, then it's a great stress reliever.
That's right. Well, I've actually been golfing with your dad. Your dad's pretty good too.
Now, you say that now, but I wouldn't say that. Are you sure?
We're calling out B. Allen. Oh, I love it. All right, so music and golf. So you were talking about having a flexible schedule so you can do things like this. Now, you've traveled quite a bit. You're only 16, but you've done stuff out in New York. Where are some cool places that you've played, like out in the New York area?
So out in the New York area, I've been able to play at a bunch of different like clubs and little cabarets, such as Don't Tell Mamas, which is this cute little venue where you can perform in New York City. And I've also done like a lot of work with my agent, which is Carson Adler Agency, along with my vocal coach, whose name is Bob Marks, and he's incredible.
That sounds familiar. Who all has he worked with?
So he's worked with so many different people, such as Britney Spears and Ariana Grande, and so many more.
Wow.
But he's just an incredible person.
And now he's working with Emery Allen, right?
Yeah, so I've been working with him since I was 10, and that's when I first started going up to New York, because back then I was focused on more of like a theater career. But even with switching that, I've still been able to go to him because he's just a fabulous person.
Yeah, and some of those places you were mentioning you played at are hard to get into. How'd you score that?
Well, I definitely think connections are everything. I scored a lot of different places I've able to like go into based on my agency and then my vocal coach, of course.
So you mentioned Broadway. Did you do Broadway stuff when you were in New York? Do you do that locally? Well, what's your Broadway? What's your background in Broadway?
So basically, I started out in just regular community theater when I was like 5. And then I started doing professional theater by the time that I was in 3rd grade. And then I started going up to New York around the time that I was in 4th grade and just doing a bunch of different shows. And if we want to talk about local things, I've been at Myers Dinner Theater 3 times, I think. I've been at Beef and Boards 4 times.
Love Beef and Boards.
Me too.
Such a cool place.
It really is. It's a great environment to work in too.
If people don't know what Beef and Boards is, it's a dinner theater. You go there, it's kind of a good date night if you're looking for Myers too. Myers is maybe closer. I don't know. I mean, we're kind of, but neither one of them are far. Myers or
Beef and Boards
are both easy to get to. But it's great places for a date night. You can get dinner and watch a show, and you've performed at both.
Yeah,
so that's awesome. What shows?
So when I was at Myers, I was in A Christmas Story, White Christmas, Our Town, and The Sound of Music.
Oh, good ones.
I think that's it.
Really good ones.
Yeah, great shows. And then when I was at Beef and Boards, I was in Shrek, A Christmas Story, but I was in A Christmas Story there first. And then Elf. I was in Elf, and I was supposed to be in It's Your Wonderful Life, but then COVID happened and a lot of things just shut down, and that was one of them.
Gotcha. So have you ever done anything like Broadway like elsewhere, or just pretty much here in Indiana?
So when I was up in New York, I would just go to a bunch of auditions, and I was like working with my agencies, but COVID happened, and that kind of stopped theater in general.
Yeah.
Like you can't perform when the whole world's on shutdown.
Right.
I mean, I could have, but nobody would have been there to see it, so that would have been pretty sad.
Yeah. Well, is looking to the future, is that something you wanna do? Or are you just trying to do, like, the country pop country route and just play shows and music, or are you gonna try to intertwine it all at some point? What's your goals?
I mean, my goals have kind of switched over. Music has really been the true passion underneath it all. I did theater because I love to sing, and that gave me like a good avenue and good place to perform, but I realized there's more that I can do.
Yeah.
As a singer-songwriter, I'm able to do my own shows and perform places, and it's pretty much me because when you're doing theater, you're acting out a part, you're playing a character, but I really like the fact that I can perform as myself.
Well, you're very well spoken for a 16-year-old. We're going to hear another song from you coming up in just a few minutes. Talking with Emery Allen. She's our guest this week on Y95 Live. Before we get to the next segment and you sing one more song for us, I want to ask you about like some TV appearances or auditions, because that's something you've kind of dabbed into, right?
Yeah, so I've been auditioning for different TV shows since I got my agency up in New York City, which is Carson Adler, and she's been amazing. Nancy Carson is a wonderful lady. And then I have done some different TV appearances dated back until like second grade. That's when I was my singing group. They won the Circle of Lights that year. And so we were on
Downtown Indy?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So when I was in second grade, my singing group, yeah, they won the Circle of Lights, so we got to perform that year,
Very
and that was
cool.
televised. And then just last year, I did a segment on Wish TV. If you know Patty Spitler,
Yeah.
yeah, so she's a wonderful lady.
She's been around for a long time. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
38, and I remember seeing her on my TV when I was just a kid.
So I had the privilege of being able to meet her when I was volunteering at the Here for Sound, and she has become such a wonderful lady and influence in my life. I've been able to communicate with her, and she actually brought me on Wish TV last year.
She's great.
I was on Lifestyle Live,
Yeah.
and I did a little segment, and I played one of my songs on there.
I'm very familiar with that segment that they do there, and she's a local legend. So again, you were talking about connections earlier. She's a good one to have. You were saying something off air too.
Oh, I was talking about my audition for Little Big Shots.
That's it. That's it. See, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, well, I was talking about how bad my interview for it was. It was a little embarrassing.
Who was the famous person you said that?
It was Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa. Yes, that's it. Okay. So you're you're
Yeah.
mingling around the right people and getting to do a lot of fun things, a lot of cool things, and I love it. And just keep at it, because you're young and you've got a very bright future. You articulate well, you interview good, you're very well spoken. You obviously have a good voice, so just keep at it. Speaking of that good voice, we're going to hear her play one more song coming up in just a few minutes. If you didn't get to hear her sing the first time around, stay tuned, because she's going to sing one more for us before we wrap this bad boy up. It's B. Adams with Emery Allen. This is Y95 Live on 95.7. Back on Y95 Live for one final segment. It's B. Adams, joined by Emery Allen. Been having a lot of fun hanging out with her today, and we're going to get her to sing one more song for us. What's this one going to be?
So this one, I think it's going to be called Heartbreak, but I haven't really decided. It's pretty new.
So it's new. It don't even have an official title.
Yeah, and also I'm terrible at picking titles. I usually just pick like a random word, and everybody's like, how does that even relate to the song?
Hey, maybe that'll be your thing, right? Everybody's got like their thing, right, that they're known for. Maybe that can be what you're known for.
Yeah, I could be known for not knowing what to title.
She's the girl that has great songs, and then she'll title them and it has nothing to do with the song. That could be a good thing, though. Seriously, you'll stick out. All right, well, let's hear the no-name song. It's Emery Allen going to play one more live for us. I don't know what it's called, but it's going to be good. I can promise you that. Let's do it.
How was your 3 a.m. chat with that one girl that you told me not to worry about? Villainize me, play the victim just to get her in your arms until you're bored, then move on. Do you get tired while you're running from the truth? And one of these days I hope it catches up to you. Tell everyone how much you miss me, then ask me for a fresh start. And then you go and break my heart. Do you tell everyone how much you love them? 'Cause you don't even know what love is. Is it your universal greeting? Because you keep repeating it to every girl that you meet. you get tired while you're running from the truth? And one of these days I hope it catches up to you. Tell everyone how much you miss me, then ask me for a fresh start. And then you go and break my heart. Do you get tired while you're running from the truth? And one of these days I hope it catches up to you. Tell everyone how much you miss me, then ask me for a fresh start. And then you go and break my heart. After I give you a fresh start, oh, you'll always go and break my heart.
Yeah, it's the No Name song. I like it. That was very good. So you said the last song you sang you wrote, a few months back. So when did you write this one?
Well, so basically, I wrote the first line that I was going to use in it a few months back, and then I didn't do anything with it until randomly one night, it was 3 a.m. about 2 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, I'm going to finish this verse. And then, like 2 days ago, I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to write a chorus. So basically, anywhere within the last 3 months, this song has been written. It's just not been all at once.
I love it. Well, it sounded great. It's a great song, and it's really been fun getting to know you today. Tell everybody your TikTok one more time if they're just tuning in, or maybe they didn't follow you yet. Do it now. What is it?
Okay, so you guys should go follow me at Emery Jane Allen on TikTok.
I really like her a lot, man. I do. Go do it. Give her a follow, and hopefully we'll have her back in here at some point. And hey, hopefully we'll see you on our TV soon.
Hopefully, and thank you guys so much for having me. It's been a blast.